This week I've been living with this 2025 Mazda 3 Carbon Edition. Base price for the Mazda 3 is just over $25,000, and as tested for this Carbon Edition all-wheel drive model is just over $31,000. I've put a lot of miles on this week. I've used it to commute to work, commute home, get groceries, take my family around, and I'll be giving you my impressions on what it's been like to live with. You have 18-inch black wheels all the way around. Toyo Pro X's A40 all-season tires as well. Pretty decent amount of room back here. Spare tire as well. You get 60/40 folding rear seats. I was able to fit a couple of Costco totes back here pretty nicely, so that's nice. Get a grab handle up here. If you remember, I reviewed a hatchback Mazda 3 just a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure when I'll be posting this video, but in that video I said I really wanted to review a sedan, and Mazda came through, so shout out to Mazda for that. Let's go ahead and check out the back seat here. The Carbon Edition comes with this very nice red leather interior here. Pretty tight back seat, pretty small, not as spacious as the Honda Civic. Gets the job done for an adult. No rear vents, unfortunately, no connectivity, just like the Mazda 3 hatchback. Mat pocket back there, and you do get a pull-down center armrest with a couple cup holders. Do get a sunroof as well. You have an inch of headroom. I believe my head was brushing up against the Mazda 3 hatchback, so I think you do get a little bit more headroom in the back of this sedan. So under the hood of the Mazda 3 Carbon Edition is a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder made into a 6-speed automatic transmission. Makes about 191 horsepower and 186 pound-feet of torque. Gets 26 city, 35 highway, 30 miles a gallon combined. I've been getting about 33, 34 miles a gallon this week, so really pretty good fuel economy for an all-wheel drive car. The Carbon Edition comes standard in all-wheel drive for 2025. You can't get all-wheel drive on any other trims with the non-turbo 2.5 liter. Go ahead and take a look at the driver's seat here. The driver's seat is power and heated. I believe that is manual over there. You do get 2-person memory for the driver. I do like to see analog gauges and physical controls. Up here you do get an 8.8-inch infotainment with a backup camera. It's a little bit tiny, very hard to see at times. Wireless Android Auto, wireless CarPlay works flawlessly this week. Dual zone climate controls, your heated seat controls down here. Do get a wireless charger that's very finicky on which way you put your phone. Do get a couple cup holders. The cup holders are a little bit farther forward. I really wish they were like somewhere back here because it's hard to set some drinks in here, but normal size drinks fit just fine. Gear selector, sport drive mode selector down here. Your infotainment controls. I've covered this in all my Mazda reviews. A lot of people hate on these controls, but I love it. Once you get used to it, there's no going back to a touchscreen. You get a decent sized glove box. You kind of have to slide this out of the way in order to open it. It's kind of a little bit awkward. A couple USB-C ports in here. Decent sized glove box over there. Manual dimming rear view mirror. No home link here, unfortunately. Sunglasses holder though. And illuminated visor mirrors with a little ticket holder as well. This interior is extremely nice for the money. For this $32,000, I think it's darn near luxury. My only complaint about this interior is you have gloss black plastic all over here that kind of scratches up and gets dusty and dirty. I really wish Mazda would do away with that, kind of go with a matte look. I think it looks a little bit more premium and upscale. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and take this for a spin and see how it does on the road. So right off the bat here, over these bumps, this is well dampened, especially for the price. I think this rides really well. Road noise is okay. It is a little bit loud at certain speeds, but nothing unacceptable. Steering is really nice as well. It's nice and direct and linear. You always know what the car is doing. See, I've been getting 33.5 miles a gallon as this car has been sitting idling a little bit while I've been filming, but not bad at all. Really like the inputs of everything on this car. Everything is pretty driver focused, easy to reach. Really impressed with this powertrain as well. For a naturally aspirated motor, it does have a decent amount of torque. It's not too buzzy, not too nasally, pretty quiet. I did drive the Mazda 3 turbo hatchback, like I said earlier. I actually prefer this engine, honestly. You don't have to use premium fuel, and it's actually got enough power to just putz around nicely. Not every car needs to go from 0 to 60 in, 3 seconds or so, but for the average buyer, this is perfectly fine. Visibility is pretty good as well. The door sills sit up a little higher than other cars that I've been in, like the Civic and the Corolla, but visibility otherwise is still pretty good. Pillars aren't super thick, no real huge blind spots. You do get blind spot monitoring in the mirrors. Rear window visibility is good as well. We are on awful gravel roads right now that my county is way too cheap to fix the roads properly, and overall road noise isn't too bad. You do get some reverberations with those 18-inch wheels into the cab, but nothing as loud as a Honda Civic. Do have some creaks and rattles on the interior, but nothing too unacceptable for this price point here. Mazda3 here is kind of, I don't mean this as a con, but I think I said this in my other Mazda videos, it's kind of like stepping back in time a little bit. It's not dated, but you have these analog gauges. You don't have a digital speedometer. I mean, you can have a digital speedometer, but you don't have to have one. And physical controls and everything. It's such a breath of fresh air to get into something like this and actually enjoy every single second of it. The 6-speed is not close ratio. It has some pretty long gears. It kind of reminds me of my old 4-speed transmission in a 1998 Pontiac Grand Am that I had as my first car. It's kind of spaced very similar. We have adaptive cruise as well here. It's pretty easy to engage. All you got to do is just press a button down. You can control your following distance as well. Super smooth. When you engage cruise control, it stays on all the time unless you turn it off. Automatic wipers, automatic high beams. Really a pretty great package here. If you live in a snowy environment, I think this would be a pretty solid pick here. I do wish the all-wheel drive was available in lower trims, you know, with like cloth seats or something like that, but overall, I mean, this is a pretty good spec to have all-wheel drive. You got nice heated seats. This 2.5 liter does have cylinder deactivation, so that's pretty interesting. That's something to keep in mind, but you know, a lot of people might, you know, shy away from that, but you don't have a CVT and you don't have auto start stop. So that's already two other problem areas that exist in other competitors. It's kind of like, you know, kind of got to pick your poison. You always have something. There's always either like cylinder deactivation, a CVT, or auto start stop. There's never a car anymore that doesn't have all of them, like at least one of those. But I think the Mazda 3 would probably be my pick, in my opinion, for long-term reliability. All right, let's do a quick 0 to 60. Let's go ahead and put it into sport mode. Come to a complete stop here and floor it. Not bad at all. See what I mean about those long gears? It really reminds me of a 4-speed. All right, here's an acceleration run. Here we go. That's okay. It's got enough power to get out of its own way. Even in this mid-trim model, there's still a lot of customizability in the infotainment that you can do with the car. In-vehicle displays, sound settings, safety settings, you know, vehicle settings if you want to control which doors unlock when. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff you can do with this vehicle. One of my favorite things that I haven't seen in years is the ability to adjust the equalizer across all the different settings. In my 1998 Pontiac Grand Am, I had a little slider that would go up and down that you could adjust each individual, I guess, what do you call that, frequency, how you want it. This has it. Granted, the stereo system in this is not very good. I would think I would rate this a high D tier, maybe a low C tier. It's just kind of muddy. But we won't be doing a stereo system test in this video. If you want to see the stereo system test on the Bose, go check out that video and the night sights as well as what this vehicle looked like. But anyways, what I was saying, it was super nice to have that customizability. I wish they would have that in more vehicles. All right, let's do a passing test. Do 35 to 60. Not too bad. See what the horn sounds like. Nice dual note horn too. Don't even get that in the Civic. Let's go throw this into a corner real quick. A little bit of understeer, but nothing too concerning. This car is just so much fun to drive. Let's do a quick turning radius test. Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. back into this space here. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the 2025 Mazda 3 Carbon Edition review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to Mazda for providing this vehicle for me to film this week. It has been a pleasure. Let me know what you guys think about the 2025 Mazda 3 Carbon Edition. If you think it's worth it over the Honda Civic and the Toyota Corolla. I love reading your guys' comments and inputs. Makes my day. So please be sure to leave that as well. Leave a like and subscribe if you want. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll go ahead and see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.